Absolutely dismal performance at Preston on Friday. Easter Monday throws Swansea up as our opponents. Can Town get any points at home? Come on. Welcome back, guys. So dismal performance on Friday against Preston, 4-0 drubbing. I don't think we've seen a performance like that yet this year, this season actually, to be fair. Disappointing in the sense that there was a lot of good news last week with the season ticket prices, and at the first opportunity to get more bums on seats, Town go and don't show up. Now the players really do need to come back in. Will, come in, mate. The players didn't turn up on Friday. If that's the kind of performance that we're going to expect from Ipswich Town team, will fans turn up next season?
That's the problem, isn't it? We've just released season tickets. They've got a really good system going with the town targets, so there's a real incentive for people to want to renew or come back or get new season tickets, get more fans in. But if you're going to turn up like that, then people aren't going to want to watch it.
No.
So
we need a response today, don't we?
Absolutely. We've got to, just like that Preston performance was gutless, because obviously, not just today, we've got our last 3 games, obviously we've been poor all season, but our last 3 games are fairly hard. Probably Leeds at the top of the pile, Sheffield United, but today is probably the one where we've got a chance of possibly getting something if we actually turn up. But I don't think anyone's going to be expecting much now. We just want to see some gutsy performances to give fans an incentive to say, yeah, we can play football, and next season in the lower league we might actually be able to do something.
The target for next season is obviously 14,000 season ticket holders. The club really need to be viewing these next 3 games as what's going to sell the tickets, because if we do have performance against teams like Swansea, Sheffield United and Leeds, the stadium will be packed next year, don't you think?
Absolutely. As I just said, Sheffield United and Leeds probably top of the pile of the 3 games we've got. They're 2 teams going for that, probably what's going to be second place spot or the playoffs. They're top teams in this division. And if we could put in a performance against them, maybe don't get anything, but don't get absolutely slaughtered like we did against Preston. And if we are going to lose by only 1-2 goals, it shows some character, shows some guts on that pitch. And just.
Which I will say for the team, they've done this season.
Oh, the team in general, obviously Preston, I think, was a bit of a hangover from the Birmingham, the disappointment, obviously, when the relegation really hits home. But, on the whole, although the team hasn't been good enough on the pitch quality-wise, you can't fault the character and the determination that they've showed on the pitch. They've always put the effort in. It's just, unfortunately, we have that little bit of quality.
Yeah. Cheers for that, Will. Right, yes, I'm here with Darren. Darren, mate, what did you make of Friday against Preston?
Bit disappointing, really. Didn't really. Admittedly, I didn't watch the game. I didn't follow it. I just sort of a bit numb to the whole thing of it all at the moment. But no disrespect to Preston. They're a good Championship team. They're up there this season. But we shouldn't be losing 4-0 to a team like Preston.
No.
Hopefully we do bounce back next season and we can do 4-0 wins ourselves against other teams. Maybe that's me being a bit disrespectful to people in League One, but we should be up there next season. I see people like Luke Chambers saying that we're going to be a scalp for other teams, and that is true. But I think that's the wrong mindset. We need to go in with every game we're going to win this 3-4-0.
Do you believe behind closed doors that's the mindset we're going to have?
I don't think so. No, I think from what I've seen and what I can read between the lines, there's a lot of reserve feeling about transfer business next season. I think maybe the mindset has crept in this season, and we've got to really sort of kick that in the butt for next season, because otherwise we're not going to get off to a good start. And I heard earlier in the little when we listened to Terry Butcher and whatnot, he was saying, it's not always about the start, it's about the finish. But I don't believe that. You need to get off to a strong start, and you need to keep winning games and be consistent across the whole season.
Especially when you talk about League One, you definitely need to kick off straight away, don't you? You have to get as many wins on the cards as possible.
The thing is, if you say for argument's sake, we go to Rochdale, and we draw, and then we go lose to someone like Walsall at home. I'm just reading this off the bat now. If we get off to a bad start, regardless of who it's against, the fans are going to get edgy. you don't want that whole feeling creeping in again. No. We want that winning attitude back at Portman Road.
Yeah. Brilliant. In terms of today then, mate, are you expecting to see a bounce back from Friday's performance?
I hope so. I mean, obviously we're in front of a home crowd. Hopefully we get a bumper crowd today. I don't know if that is the case or not, but the only saving grace for us is that we beat Swansea away earlier on in the season.
Yeah.
Albeit might have been a little bit lucky, but Swansea have also been inconsistent. They seem to go win and then lose every week. So maybe today is our day. Maybe this could be our final win of the season. But
score prediction?
Oh, tough one. I think we'll go 1-0 down. Oliver McBurney will score first, but I think we might get a last-minute winner. So I'm hoping for 2-1.
Love it. Cheers for that, mate.
No worries.
Right, yes, I'm here with Stephen, Ryan and Andy. Lads, season ticket prices came out last week. What do you make it? Start with you.
Well, I mean, they had to reduce it. I mean, if he didn't reduce it, then he would have lost fans hand over foot, really.
Yeah.
He's reduced it a little bit, but yeah, it's League One standard though, isn't it, really? I mean, you sort of look at Sunderland. I mean, they're going to be, if they still are League One football next year, they're going to be, like the top dogs. They're going to have the bigger price. I think we're going to be one of the most expensive teams to watch, really. And yeah, I like the way he's dropped the prices, really. He sort of had to, though, to be serious, really.
Yeah. So, Stephen, mate, when we talk about we talk about Marcus Evans. Do you think he's done enough to bring the fans back?
Not really, no. I don't know, really. He's a bit of a... I think he just needs to get rid of the club and then give it to someone else who would actually probably take more pride into the club than what he does, really.
Yeah. Do you think that going down, Andy, mate, can turn out to be a good thing for Ipswich Town?
I don't think going down can ever really be looked as a positive spin, despite the fact that what's gone on this season. The atmosphere has improved when Paul Lambert has come in. The standard of football has improved under Paul Lambert. Obviously, the league position hasn't. 2 points of an argument here. Yeah, I think Paul Lambert has kind of galvanised the club and the fans. The football and the results haven't improved. But if you want to perhaps put a positive spin on it, I would perhaps go on the adage that you can take a step backwards to take two forward. Yeah. I would say long term we are going down in a better position than perhaps we are or have been under the realm of Mick McCarthy. I think we stagnated for quite a few years under Mick. Yet we stayed, we treaded water, we weren't particularly good to watch. But I think longevity in the club would say that sometimes, you've got to have a longer term plan than Mick did. I would say I'm seeing good signs under Paul Lambert. That's not to say, I don't buy into the fact that we may be coming straight back. We might have to play a longer term game than that, perhaps 2 or 3 years to rebuild, and then kind of see where we are. But I'm liking what I've seen so far. Yeah, it's disappointing and I'm on the floor, but, let's see what next season brings. I don't think we're too many signings away from being a good side again, but it's kind of strange because we're going down, but we're not crestfallen, we're not on the floor. We're not kind of in the position that you've seen other teams where it's seen as such a bad thing. I think the good times will come again, perhaps not immediately, 2 or 3 years, realistically, yes.
Brilliant. Completely agree with that. Swansea today, boys. Let's have score predictions. Let's start with you first, mate.
1-1. Yeah.
1-1.
I never like to go against Ipswich, so I will say 2-1 Ipswich.
You really think that we're going to lose today?
Got to be realistic, haven't we? Got to be realistic. Yeah. So, I mean, I just have a feeling Selina's going to play a part in Swansea's attacking side today. So I do see. I don't want him to score, but I do see him getting involved in the goal if they do score.
We do need to handle him, though, don't we, Selina?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
And Andy, you mate?
I kind of think like Ryan. I don't ever like to bet against my own team. I would hope there's a big reaction from the players after the 4-0 gubbing at Preston. But I'm likely to probably agree with Steve. I think it's going to be a scoring draw today. That's not being disrespectful to my team. I think that's kind of where we are at the minute. We'll probably play well. We probably won't get much luck. We'll probably get another awful refereeing decision. Yeah. I kind of think a scoring draw today, 1-1 or 2-2.
Brilliant. So it's the season, boys. Cheers for that.
Thanks very much.
Right, so I'm here with Josh and Dan. Josh, firstly, squad's just come out, mate. Gwyn Edwards comes back in. Will Keane's back in the squad. Yeah. And Callum Elder's getting his first start in a long time. What do you make of it?
Well, I'm more worried about the players, like the youngsters, like not the players we've got on loan. Like I think Elder, he's obviously coming on loan. He's obviously just a backup, but I think he's done all right when he's played. I mean, I wouldn't pick him over Kenlock, but he's just, I guess, got to get more games. But Keane, I'm glad to see him back because he could potentially be here next season.
Yeah.
It's just up to Hull and Ipswich now to see what they want to do. So
yeah, definitely, completely agree with that. Do you think some of our younger players have played a lot of football recently? Do you think they need a bit of a break?
I don't know really. I think it's a lot about getting that championship experience for the last time. I don't know how we're going to do next season. I'd like to be optimistic, but I don't know if we're going to come straight back up or what. So this could be the last opportunity for them to get championship playtime for a long time. So I think it's good that he's getting them out, and hopefully we can get them going for next season and see if they can do really well in League One.
Do you reckon in the long run that they will benefit from having at least 10, 15 games in the championship?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a massive step up from League One to the championship. So I think that's going to do them really well for next season and the future seasons to come.
Josh, how do you think our younger players will deal with League One football next season?
I think for most of them it'll be a breeze because they've all got championship experience on their belt. You look at Dazelle, Downs, they've got a few years, and Downs even went to Luton, didn't he, in League 2, so he's got experience with the lower leagues. I think for some of the new boys maybe they might struggle, but I think they'll find their level there, and I think it'll be easier for them. I think they'll get a few goals amongst them.
Yeah, brilliant. Dan, lastly, who do you think is going to be our most important player in League One next season?
I think it's got to be Alan Judge next season. The quality that he had at Brentford, I think he really has got the potential to do well in League One. I think his stats hasn't really showed the quality that he's brought to our club this season, obviously, and I think it's going to be him who's going to be the main man who's going to help us.
Do you think his career needed a step down to League One, possibly?
Possibly so. I mean, it's a hard one to call, really. Obviously in the Championship I still think he's doing really well against the teams that he's come up against and how he's played, but I guess a step down to League One might give him a bit of a refresh, and then hopefully soon we'll come back up to the Championship and he'll be raring to go once again there.
Nice. Boys, lastly, Swansea, a good side, good young side, lots of good players, very inconsistent this season though. In terms of the result today, what do we reckon?
Well, last time I was on here I said we'd lose, but I think we're going to get a win today actually. I do. I'm seeing, because I think the sun's out. I think we lost 4-0 at weekend. They'll come back 2-0 win.
2-0 win, love that. What do you reckon, Dan?
We're going with a 2-1 win, Town.
Lovely job. Cheers, boys.
Yeah, cheers.
Right, so I'm here with Don again. Don, mate, absolutely, I'd haste to say probably about 1,000, maybe more in here today, in the fan zone. How many, it's important for this club to have as many fans as it does, but how important is it to get the ticket pricing right for next season?
Oh, it's bang on to get the right ticket pricing. You look around here today, it's a fabulous atmosphere. It's almost carnival atmosphere, in fact. And there's a lot of family here, youngsters, mums and dads, aunties, everybody. And looking at the tickets for next season, they've got a good family structure price to get families with children in for a good bargain price. So very important. And the potential here is huge. If they could just tap into it in the right manner, and we should have some good times ahead.
We were talking earlier about how important it is to get a good start in League One next season. That start would obviously carry us through. The support would just increase from there. But can you see us actually hitting the target of 14,000 season ticket holders?
I can. It will be difficult. I was just looking at was it last year, about 10,000 last season, and I was looking back at when Norwich City went down into Division 1, they were having crowds of nigh on 19,000, 20,000, and they actually got about 14,000, 15,000 season tickets themselves. But bearing in mind that they were doing well, but that was on a relegation thing, so it could be possible. We'll see.
In terms of today, mate, another opportunity to get a result at Portman Road. Swansea have been very inconsistent this season, but have a number of good young players, hungry players that can make a difference. Preston Chelina is one that we're very familiar with. Do you think Town could possibly bounce back from 4-0 defeat on Friday?
I do hope so. I was so down on Friday, despite being relegated. I was so hurt to see us lose 4-0 on the travels. It'll be a difficult game again today. If we do win, it's going to be maybe 1-0 at the best. But I can't see us not letting a goal in. That's my problem. So maybe a draw at best, maybe.
Just quickly, I think we may have been victim to a bit of a controversial change. I think Lambert took all of the loanees out of the starting 11 at Preston. I think he was trying to test the water and see what kind of squad we were going to play with next season. He's bit back today and he's involved, I think, 3 or 4 loanees into the starting lineup. Do you think maybe that will point us in the direction of who we need to sign in the summer?
Yes, indeed. That's going to show the weak spots. We need to get in the summer, look for a goal scorer. That's going to be key, but that's all dependent on what kind of budget Paul Lambert gets given by the owner. We'll see by that one.
All right then, mate. Cheers for that.
Thank you.
Right, Dean. So 1-0 defeat. Weren't really anything to talk about, though, was it? To be fair,
went out with a whimper, Ash. To be honest with you, mate. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm saying if you're out there, Marcus, you're looking at this. I don't think you probably look at it, but you don't deserve the support you got, mate. Marcus, sort it out for God's sake. We've got a fantastic club. We've got the supporters. We love this club. Actually, put your hand in your pocket and fucking give give Paul Lambert some money to buy some players, mate, because we need it. Sorry about the language.
Just back to the game there quickly, Dean. Missed opportunities today, don't you think?
Missed opportunity. Did we have any opportunities?
Well, yeah. You say that.
Ash, we had a couple of strikes and things, but yeah, it's are the youngsters? To me, it says to me, are the youngsters good enough? Can they step up? We've got to hope next season they will. There's some good players there, but I think the important thing is the recruitment. Where's Paul Lambert? We need some strikers. We need some players, don't we?
I think we all need to be realistic, right? Our youngsters are coming through a Category 2 academy and playing Championship football. They are matching. They're not beating Championship sides. We are bottom of the table. So come next season, League One, Dean, do you think they'll be strong enough?
I hope so, Ash. Yeah, there's a little bit of optimism with the young players coming through, but how long are we going to wait? I've had enough of waiting, but have we got to be patient? Have we got to wait for the young boys to get better? But it's down to Paul Lambert, isn't it? Paul Lambert's got to turn it around, get some players, and Marks has got to back him.
Yeah.
He's not going to have a lot of money, but what he has got, he's got to recruit the right players, so we can be challenging up there next season, and God hopefully we are going to, mate.
Yeah. Cheers for that, Dean. Anyway, just quickly, all the votes for the FBAs have been cast now, so all of that's done and dusted. So thank you for your support. I will be at Sheffield United next week for my sins, but until then, come on you Blues.
Come on you Blues.